Good evening. It's the 28th of May. It's on Bank Holiday Monday. Sargon has flown out to America, having said nothing. Paul Weston is calling for action. Reverend Simon Sideways is calling Sargon names. Red Pill Phil, Janaya and others don't seem to want to talk. Now on Saturday, which would be the 26th, there was a demonstration in Downing Street for an imprisoned person called Tommy Robinson, imprisoned for contempt of court. Now, during that demonstration, lads were climbing the gates of Downing Street. And I've seen pictures of the police in Downing Street on that day, with their guns out, clenched fists, heads down, contemplating what could happen in the next 5 seconds. If they'd been given the order to fire, how many English people would they have killed? I had a further report that the Chinook flying around London was full of SAS. There's going to come a point where the police have got a choice, as they had in Burma, to shoot their own people or ignore orders. Now, the point of democracy is to stop the need for revolution, and we have had our democratic rights chipped away from us, bit by bit. And I was in court last month, or month before, with an ASBO against me. Now, I can tell you now, the person we demonstrated for in Downing Street on Saturday was done for contempt of court. I tell you, straight up, straight down, now, the court has utter contempt for you. Our system has utter contempt for you. So, we've got to try to beat this system. Reverend Simon Sideways, Paul Weston, Feet on the Street, Gerard Batten. Oh, we've got to win by votes. Our system is utterly corrupt. It's incompetent at every level. And I wish with all my heart to prevent violence on the streets of Britain. Because on Saturday, we were literally one rash action away from civil war. Let that sink in, people. Now, if the courts have got utter contempt for us, and we've got to try and show peacefully what we can do to counter it now. I have been trying to drum up publicity for a case I'm involved with about me. I've got an antisocial behaviour order coming up, a hearing on the 4th of July, which is Independence Day, Freedom Day. Now, I can't talk about what I've done, and what I am going to talk about is what's not allowed. So, on the interim hearing for this ASBO, I presented the court and the prosecution with 240 pages of evidence. Now this evidence judge sat down, and the contempt for me and my actions was plain to see on his face and his actions. That judge held me in utter contempt. And when he asked the representatives of South Yorkshire Police about my 240 pages of evidence, what they wanted to say about it, they said, "Can we have it struck out?" "Yes," said the judge, that quickly. Now, in this evidence, there is the State of Hate report. And the State of Hate report is Hope Not Hate, which actually, finally, for once, describes the accurate situation in this country. And it ends with, there's a lot of work required to get rid of Islamophobia in the country. These outrages increase negative attitudes towards Muslims in Britain. Just over half, 52% of those polled in England for 2017 report said Islam poses some sort of threat to the West, while 42% said they distrust Muslims and had grown up since the London Bridge and Westminster attacks. Thrown out. One of the charges against me describes my letter to the Archbishop of York, Canterbury, and several other politicians as extreme far right. This statement comes from Hope Not Hate. And here is a rebuttal to describe what, let's do it this way around, shall we? Hope Not Hate is, and what Antifa is, and what is going on within our system. The media, Antifa, the ADL, Equality, Democracy, Liberty. The media actually making speeches against us at demonstrations. TUC, Tusk, PCS Union runs our courts, our system. Now, if we are going to make a difference that Zargan of Akkad is doing one thing, Paul Weston is doing another, Reverend Simon Sideways is doing a fourth thing, Red Pill Phil, even though he's still getting harassed by the police. Janaya is getting ignored by the Greater Manchester Police. Ian McCready, Charlie Rafferty, Billy Charlton, myself, God knows how many hundreds of other people are being harassed and charged in this country. Now this evidence has been thrown out of court. We've got a choice to do the right thing or the wrong thing. If we climb the gates of Downing Street, if we rush the doors of Parliament and the police shoot us, this country could detonate. As I said, democracy has been destroyed with political correctness. The Tory party, currently led by Theresa May, is progressing a far left agenda of equal pay, equality of outcome. The BBC, the NHS, this is Marxism from our so-called right-wing party. David Cameron marched the Tory party onto Blair's patch. That means there is no opposition in this country anymore. So, one action suggested by Paul Weston and Reverend Simon Sideways, it's more and more people on the streets, and I can't disagree with that. The other recommendation by Sargon of Akkad was, don't just get thrown in jail, which is also a fair comment. But what he could do is turn up on the 4th of July in Doncaster Magistrates and come and observe the contempt your court system has for you. If you turn up, behave well, and just look at the judge with daggers, he will understand how much the contempt is mirrored. That's what I can do. I invite you on the 4th of July to Doncaster Magistrates at 10 a.m. in the morning to come and observe British justice being shredded by the system it pretends to be. Climb the gates of Downing Street, war. Fail to beat this system, the utter Islamization of Europe, or come and observe the British justice system and make it behave properly. I would suggest can't put all of you in jail. Do you want to film the proceedings? Do you actually want to see justice being done? Do you actually want to see my evidence put towards a court? No, I am a rough-ass bastard. And my language can be a bit fruity. But my DNA has got a cross of St. George on it. And I cannot let this system destroy us. I invite you to try to get me, or try to let, how do I say it? To get the court to admit my evidence. Please, get this to whoever you think, V, Red Pill Phil, Tim Poole, Zargon. Oh, by the way, Gerard Batten, Anne-Marie Waters, Zargon of Akkad, Tim Poole, Count Dankula, they've all had letters off me, all explaining this. Not fucking one of them has contacted me, they're treasonous bastards. If you want to win this case, beat it in court. I don't want war. I'm sure you don't. Good night.